Friday. This is day 14, which means I've been doing this for 2 weeks, and it's actually a lot harder than I thought it would be. And my laundry is really loud, huh? Hopefully you guys can hear me clearly over it. I got some emails from my lawyer today. So I signed a waiver of service, which basically means that I told the court that they don't have to hand me the papers in person. So like a sheriff or a process server doesn't have to track me down. And instead they can just send all the paperwork to my lawyer. And so, I don't know, my lawyer's doing her job, I guess. And we have a initial court date next Wednesday, July 15th. It's by telephone, and it's early in the morning before work. I'm nervous about it. I don't think anything much is gonna happen, but I just don't know. And it sounds like it might be a hard thing to go to work after. Sorry, I'm still dealing with this ear infection. It sounds like whatever does happen in court on Wednesday morning might be hard to go to work after. Yeah. And there's another thing on the schedule from the lawyer, which is that all the financial disclosures are due in 42 days, which is August 20th, which is my birthday exactly. Which I guess is a coincidence, but it's kind of a rough coincidence. Yeah. Having my birthday end up being a milestone in our divorce is tough. My lawyer also sent me the paperwork to fill out for my financial disclosures. It seems like a lot. It seems like it's going to take a while, and I don't know if it's better to try to do 15 minutes a day or whether it's better to try to do it all at once. Because I do suspect that the longer I work on it, the harder it's going to be. But also, every day that I work on it is going to be slightly harder because of it. So I don't know if I should put myself through like a really difficult 3 hours, or if I should just do a more manageable, like 15 minutes a day or something. I haven't decided yet. Maybe tomorrow I'll try 15 minutes and see how that feels. I worked on this book some more today. I read chapter 4, which was about loneliness. And loneliness, I think, is something that I certainly feel, because I'm really social, and I find that a lot of the value from life comes from sharing it with others. But I also do, I can find a lot of things that I like about being alone. This, for example, I can do this at any time because I'm alone. If I was with someone, I would have to, schedule it around them. But I can do this at any time. I can just paint, and I can leave my painting out on the floor. I'll show you guys. I'm working on a painting. It's still in its early stages, but I can just leave that out on the floor, and that's because I'm doing this alone. I can sing at 11 p.m., which I did today. I can play the piano late at night. I can watch what I want to watch on the main TV. I can read and go to the gym and really take ownership of all of my time, which is very good. So I like that a lot. This chapter, it's called From Loneliness to Aloneness, and it's about learning to be okay with spending time with yourself, which, as I've stated, I am already, I think, good at. It's not that I don't like spending time by myself. It's that, in kind of the greater scheme of things, I find that it's easier for me to think that life is meaningful if I have someone to share it with. So whenever I'm lonely, it's less like there's no one here and more like there's no point to anything. But in any case, the chapter is about how a lot of people kind of withdraw within themselves and end up being even more lonely. And I don't have that issue. Or sometimes people lean on their friends too much and end up kind of, he describes it as eating each other, where two people can rely on each other so much that they eat each other. And I don't really have close friends to do that to right now, but that idea of two people being so leaning on each other so hard that they end up eating each other and neither of them is left, I think actually maybe describes my relationship with Gabby a little bit. Because we definitely were very supportive of one another, or at least wanted to be, and maybe we just worked too hard at supporting one another and ended up eating each other. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, and other things that it mentions in the chapter are like rushing into another love relationship in order to escape loneliness, or spending a lot of time with people that you don't really like just to avoid loneliness. And I don't think I have any of those issues. But here are the questions that you're supposed to ask yourself at the end of the chapter to tell if you're ready to move on. It says, I am taking time for myself rather than keeping too busy. And I think that's true. I think I am keeping busy, but not because I want to be busy. I'm not keeping busy as a way to avoid anything. I'm keeping busy because there are a lot of things that I am interested in and passionate about and that I want to spend my time on, like painting. I am going to the gym quite a bit. I'm taking singing and piano lessons and improv lessons, and I'm attending shows and all of this kind of stuff. And I don't think I'm doing that from a place of avoidance. I think I'm doing it because I am taking advantage of the freedom that I have now that I may not have had before. Number 2, I am not working such long hours that I have no time for myself. Definitely not. I'm actually probably working less now, as in like actual work. I used to get into work at 8:30 and leave at 4, and now I get in close to 9 and leave at 4. So, I mean, I still get everything done. Maybe I take a shorter lunch break or something. But I'm definitely not spending extra time at work. Number 3, I am not hiding from loneliness by being with people I don't enjoy being with. I'm not. I don't spend time with... I haven't spent time with anybody that I don't enjoy being with in many years. Next. I have begun to fill up my time with activities important to me. I think that goes back to what I said about number 1, where I am very busy, but it's not busy out of a place of avoidance. It's busy because I'm doing a lot of things that are important to me. I'm embracing my creative side more than I have in a while. And focusing, I'm doing, like I said, working out, which is something that I've probably done more in the last 3 months than maybe most of my life. I'm not a good exercise guy. I've never been that interested in it, but it's something that I've always wanted to be doing, and I finally am, so that's good. Number 5, I have stopped hiding and withdrawing into my home or apartment. Yeah, I definitely don't do that. I go out to things when I'm invited. I go out to shows, some form of show, pretty much every weekend. And I have improv classes and I have band practices, so I'm pretty regularly out there doing stuff, being social. Definitely not withdrawn. Number 6, I have stopped trying to find another love relationship just to avoid being lonely. Well, I never really started. I'm not looking for another love relationship at this time. Probably not going to do anything on that front for at least a year. But we'll see. Number 7, I am content doing activities by myself. Yeah, for the most part I am. Painting, reading, cooking. I do that stuff by myself. I have been watching Fargo, the TV show, with my sister and my mom via text. We all watch it at the same time and text each other throughout the episode, and I like doing that quite a bit, so that I feel like I have some casual, friendly interaction every day. Number 8, I have stopped running from loneliness. I don't think I'm running from loneliness. I just don't think I am. Number 9, I am not letting the feelings of loneliness control my behavior. Yeah, I think this is true. I don't think I let it control my behavior right now. But I will say this, I'm not worried about being lonely at this time. I am worried about being lonely in the future. That's one of my big anxieties, I guess, about the whole process is that I have trouble envisioning seeing myself as somebody that is lovable or worth loving or that people want to have around. And I pretty often wonder if people are really just kind of putting up with me to be nice and that they don't really want me there. I'm not really sure where that comes from. I've talked to my counselor, Sarah, about it, and we're going to deal with that in our future sessions. But like I said, I'm not worried about being lonely right now, but how am I going to feel in a year when I do start thinking about maybe missing being, having a partner. Eventually I'm going to miss having a partner, and at that time, am I going to be really lonely? I don't know. Ten, I am comfortable being alone and having aloneness time. Yes, I think so. I think I am. I've always enjoyed having alone time. I have lots of interests and hobbies and things that I like to do that I fill that time with, and there's a peacefulness to being. There's a peacefulness to not having to share my time with anyone else. I take a lot of baths, and that was true when I was living with Gabby as well. I take a lot of baths, and the point of that is that I could go into a room and close the door and lock the door and get into, the warm tub or whatever, and while I'm in there, it's like the rest of the world doesn't exist. And I don't have to think about other people, and I don't have to deal with everything. I could just have that time to myself, that aloneness time. And I've always really valued aloneness time. So I think I'm doing pretty well on that chapter on loneliness, which means I can move on to the next chapter, which is guilt versus rejection. It says dumpers 1, dumpies 0. In the more updated version of this book, they don't say dumper and dumpy, they say initiator and resistor. Yep. All right. That's where I'm going to stop for today. There was some stuff that went on. I'm not feeling lonely. I'm moving forward in the book. My ear hurts like hell still. But I think I'm going to be all right. See you guys tomorrow.